Hey everybody, it's Danny here from Angel Handmade Papercraft. Today I am working with the La La Land Crafts Club La La Land Crafts January 2020 kit. So there's a few cute little stamps in this stamp set, so I'm going to quickly show you the unboxing, as I didn't do an unboxing video on this one, showing you quickly how I cut all these stamps up. I have got it super sped up, otherwise we would be here for hours. So I'm cutting all of those out. I'm using my Tim Holtz red scissors for that. It is 2:30 in the morning when I am doing the voiceover on this video. Lots of stuff going on at the moment. My head is just spinning and I can't sleep. Haven't slept yet. My husband is actually in hospital at the moment with appendicitis, so that's where my night's been. I got sent home from the hospital because he was getting scans and stuff done, so I assume they'll call me in the morning and let me know that he's gone into surgery. Yeah, so my mind's just spinning like crazy. I've just finished putting this card together actually. I done the colouring earlier before he came home from work, and I've just finished putting the card together. So I do apologize if I'm a little all over the shop. It's been a bit of a rocky night, as you can imagine. And yeah, what more can I say? That's where we're at. So he's just called me to let me know that that's definitely what they've just found in all the scans, and they said surgery will be in the morning. So when they say in the morning, I assume that they are talking about more decent hours of the morning. So yeah, it's 2:36 right now. Haven't slept. Had a hot shower when I came home, hoping that would help, but typical me, I worry about everything. And yeah, so let's get moving on to the card. I have stamped this image out onto some Express It blending card. I did use Memento Tuxedo Black. This is not watercolor paper, so please be aware of that. I have no idea where my watercolor paper is, so once again I am using my Express It, and you know what, it wasn't too bad. It was really nice to blend. I did have to work a little bit harder than you probably would on watercolor paper, but it turned out well. It looks great. The card's done. Yeah, so I'm going in with my zig markers. Not really using any water. The only time that I really used, sorry, I'm sitting on top of my legs here and my ankle is cramping, which is probably not a good idea of what I should be doing anyway. Sorry. The only time that I really used my water brush was when I was doing the shadowing on her shirt, just to pull that colour out without having to colour the whole shirt. So that's that. I do have a photo of all of the markers that I used. That will be on my blog, and I will also make a list of them. So if you were interested in what markers I did use, I will have all of those listed there. Super grateful for everyone for being here, for watching, for all the lovely comments, etc. I'm very lucky to have a very supportive YouTube following. Everyone is really great, so thank you for that. Yeah, so this card was just a, you know, take your mind off things kind of card, but I really love the way that it turned out, so that's yeah. Oh, I'm yawning and I probably won't go to sleep now because we have guys coming in the morning to fix our fence, our gates, for our pergola area. Actually fell down in the last lot of storms. Thankfully I actually drove to work that day. It was when I first started driving my car last week, and lucky my car wasn't there because the gates would have fallen on my car. Husband rang me and said to me, you know how lucky you are today? And yeah, so they are coming out to fix that tomorrow morning. We are pretty lucky that that was the worst of the damage. We did have a bit of flooding out the front, so there was a lot of water underneath our garage door, and thankfully I don't think it's done any damage. We haven't really had a chance to go through everything yet, because between the two of us working and this horrible weather that we've had lately, we just haven't got to it. Oh dear. Yeah, so there was so much water that it was up to our front door. So I drove home from work in this horrendous, horrible weather last weekend, to come home and put my gumboots on, and I was out the front helping my husband stop the water from flooding our house. So that was great on my ankle. It was a really horrendous night after that, as you can imagine. And yeah, our weather has just been absolutely bonkers lately. We've gone from the fires, the drought, the fires, the hail, the flooding. It's like every single different kind of weather we have had in the last couple of months. It's just been crazy. Sorry, have barely spoken about the colouring that I'm doing there. On her little jeans, I tried to use the light blue. Oh, I don't actually know what it was called, but the lighter of the blues, I should say, on her jeans, but it was just too bright, so I ended up going over it with the medium, and so therefore really the pants were only coloured with the dark and the medium. So here is where I'm going in with the water brush, just on those shadows. That's all that I did, I think. This is an awesome voiceover. I look like absolute crap. I've had some painkillers because my ankle was excruciatingly sore before we had to rush to the hospital. And I didn't get a chance to take anything. We were rushing out the door. I didn't have anything in my handbag. So I have now had something, and that's taken the edge off the ankle at least. But it hasn't taken the focus off my head. I am an overthinker. I worry about absolutely everything. I know that he's in the best place that he can be. My brother had appendicitis when we were little. He was in year 6, which would have meant that I was probably year 4, I think, when he had it, and he ended up with septicemia, which is a pretty bad infection from the appendicitis. So, that always comes to my mind. I was very little, but I remember it very, very clearly. I remember how sick he was before we found out what he had. I remember going to see him in hospital. Yeah, it was pretty scary. So, yes, all that is coming back to me. My head is just exploding with worry and sick. My stepdaughter was actually here with us tonight, so I had to race her back to her mum's so that I could get my husband to the hospital. And my youngest is actually going to out of state tomorrow. His dad is taking him to see Queen, which is, absolutely freaking awesome. Who wouldn't want to go and see Queen? So yeah, so his dad and his dad's girlfriend and her kids, they're all going to Melbourne to see Queen. So that's pretty incredible for an 11-year-old, but this kid's been very, very lucky that his dad's given him a few extra opportunities that I couldn't give to him. Taking him to all of these places, so that's pretty cool. I do what I can here, obviously, but these bigger things are a little bit harder for us to do because there is so many kids here, and between the two of us working off and on, we work completely opposite shifts. So back to the card. I just fussy cut her out just using my Express It Nope, not my Express set, my EK Success Cutter scissors. The sentiment is from the Stamp Club, and these papers are from the Spring Fling from Pebbles. And I really wanted to use these little strawberries and the bees again. As you can see from the paper pad that is sitting underneath my left hand, there is not much left of this paper pad. But I am going to try and use every bit that I can before the leftovers get passed on to my stepdaughter for her to do whatever it is that she wants to do with them. That's where all my little my little cut-offs and things go. She has a little bucket in my craft room that she can empty whenever she pleases, and that's always got all the stuff that she's allowed to use in it. The kids know that my craft area is my craft area, but she knows that she's allowed to come in and grab that stuff whenever she likes. I'm going in with some Helma liquid adhesive. It's the acid free, and I'm going to start adhering all of my layers down. I wanted to cut some circles out of these two papers that I had down the bottom. So I'm just going to run them through my Sizzix Big Shot, just using some Lawn Fawn stitched circles. I'm going to cut the papers down to a size that I would normally use, and then I will run the two circles through the middle because that would get covered up anyway. Just using some washi tape to hold those down. I'm going to run them through my Sizzix Big Shot at the same time. That's my arm in my dressing gown. I've had a hot shower, but got my pea jellies on, and I've got my clothes ready on the bed just in case I get the call from the hospital. I really needed that shower. I needed to try and de-stress a little bit, but unfortunately it didn't work because I'm a big stress head. These little hexagons are from Honeybee Stamps. They are the Hexagon bunches. I've just run them through just using some American Crafts black cardstock. And the little hello sentiment is from the same paper pad that I've already used. I'm just using my scissors to pull all those hexagons up because they do get stuck to the cutting mats. Just trying to work out my layers now so that I can get the card finished off. There isn't too much more to go here. So I'm just adhering everything down. I don't know how I'm going to get through the day today, but got to do what I got to do. There's not really much point me going to sleep because I don't think I will be able to sleep anyway. But I thought I might as well get this card done and uploaded, and let's see if we can get it live before tomorrow, or before today I should say, considering it's now 2:45 in the morning, Thursday morning for me. No, we're up to Wednesday morning. So I'm just finishing off the last few layers now. I'm going to go in with a craft layer and a white layer, and that'll tie everything together and bring all those craft colours and yeah. Bringing in some more of that Helma liquid adhesive. And I'm going to start matting all my layers, and then I'll trim off all the excess. Considering how exhausted I am and how mentally I am, this card turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Wish I could do this at the best of times. Adhering that down to the front, and then we'll go in and decorate the inside of the card. Starting to tidy up and put everything away at the same time. I'm not a messy crafter. I am a clean crafter. I like to clean as I go, and I like to start each project with a clean desk. So I don't have a lot of desk room at the moment. I've got my Caterpillar Pro on one side and my Big Shot on the other. That doesn't leave a lot of room for me. So I'm just running through. These are the envelope border die, and I'm just running it through, just using some leftovers of that craft cardstock, and I just used my scissors to grab those little hearts off the cutting mat, and I'm just going to trim some of them down and tuck them underneath I thought that would be cute, just to try and use a little bit more of the kit. And then I'm going to run through some red cardstock so that I can grab some of those little hearts that were out of the center of those envelopes. And I'll just put all the extra envelopes just into the packaging with the stamp set, and then I can use them next time if I want to. Right, so that's me grabbing the little hearts that I needed. Adhere everything down. I'll put a little tiny bit of adhesive in the middle of that heart so I can pop the centers in. Trying to wipe off a little bit of the glue because obviously it's only a little tiny hole, so it was difficult to get a little bit in. And now getting those little hearts in and aligning them. Now I'm looking at the card and I'm thinking, what else can I do to this card? It feels like something is still missing. Just fixing up one of those envelopes didn't have enough adhesive on it. So I decided to pull in the ink pen. I'm also going to add one of those little hearts to her top. And this is where I decided to add that ink pen. So I'm just pulling that die set apart. And I'm just going to run the ink pen through with some black cardstock. And then I'll run just the end of it through again, just so I can grab that heart. So here I am, just running the end through. I didn't need all of it, just the little heart. Adding in some little adhesive and placing that little heart in. And that is my card pretty much done. So again, I wanted to say thank you to all of my awesome followers. I really appreciate you all being here. Please give the video a like if you enjoyed watching, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. And I'll show you a few photos of the card, and I hope to see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.